Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Hemingway Jones live fountain pen show. This is our little corner of the internet where we talk about fountain pens, inks, journals, and journaling, and just about everything and anything that's going to keep you inspired and writing and engaged in a better, more open, more loving person connected with your family and friends. Welcome and hello. So if you've been watching this each week, consider subscribing. I'd really love to meet some new people. And if you know anyone that might enjoy my show, please share it with them. Always good to meet new people. We have a lot of fantastic people in the chat. I see everyone who I'm so happy to correspond with in our Illuminati and Cognoscenti pen pal group. It's like John Manuel, who's here, and Debbie Pogorski's here. We'll be speaking about Debbie in a bit. I see Shane, the mighty Shane. Some people have been here since the beginning. Since I made videos that were slightly different than what I'm doing now. And didn't quite get the attention that I get now. But they were fun, and I think they were a little different. And I think people really related to that and enjoyed it. So welcome. I have a really exciting show for you tonight. I think you will enjoy it. The topic for this evening is Hemingway Jones is not for sale. What does that mean? Well, we will get into it in all of its detail and all of its intrigues. And I think you'll enjoy that very, very much. I'd like to say that I'm very happy to be back live. I took last week off. And you may have seen that I put up a video on the Benu Phoenix Rising fountain pen, and I had a lot of fun making that video. I did. I'm going to get into that a little more later because it's part of what we'll be speaking about this evening. But super fun video with a lot of interesting animation. If you haven't seen it yet, the section breaks have a bit of animation that I put together. I've been having a lot of fun with that. So I'm trying to make my videos a little bit more visually stunning and interesting. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you all for all the likes. I see the thumbs going up. And a little bit of housekeeping. I don't see everything in the chat. I do my best to keep an eye on the chat. I'm always happy to see you guys. I know you have your own conversations, and that's part of the fun of the Hemingway Jones community, that every time I'm live, there's a chat going and you guys can socialize with each other and you can respond to me as well. I do see the super chats. They put those in bolds and they set them aside. So that is something I do see. I always appreciate those. Thank you. But I might not see every question. I'm not going to see a lot of animations and things. So just don't be discouraged. If you really want my attention, just keep posting or put it in a super chat and then I'll see it. But hello. So I have a bunch of stuff to go through. I do have notes tonight. I want this to be a fun show, and I want it to move along nicely and cover a lot of different topics. We have some new things that came into the studio I'd like to share with you, kind of tell you some of the videos I'm working on, some of the directions we're going in, and of course, the main topic. Hemingway Jones is not for sale. There's no for sale sign up. Did you see one? Is there a broker? Are we listed anywhere? You didn't see that when you drove up to the house, did you? No, because I am not for sale. And it should be fun to talk about it because there's always interesting shenanigans going on. So I'll try to talk about that I'll do my best not to offend anyone, meaning the guilty parties. So that's always fun. Oh, Chris Sines is here. Hi, Chris. Always nice to see you. And Steve Ruckel, one of my favorite people. Nice to see you, brother. Just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Steve. Nice to see you. And the mighty John Manuel helps me on this channel. Helps me quite a bit. Okay, so let's talk about something I missed. Part of the reason why I have notes this evening is that 2 weeks ago, the last time we were live, I didn't have notes. And I thought it was a really exciting show. It was a great show. But I missed a few things, not the least of which I'm not sure that anyone noticed. Did you guys notice? We have new opening credits. Did anybody? Let me know in the chat. or in the comments if you're watching the playback, because I always leave these up so you guys can watch them and listen to them on your own time. What did you think of the opening credits? Are you happy that I kept the same music? Do you like the new pacing? Did you notice? I'm not sure if it made it to air, but one of the things that happened was sometimes the beginning of my credits got lopped off. As you go live with this software, sometimes it just chops off the beginning. So I put a little countdown timer at the beginning, sort of old movie reel style, so that you would capture the entire bit. And then I have it trail off a little longer too. And I added a whole bunch of new B-roll to it. Some clips I took in Washington, D.C. on my journey to the DC Pen Show and some other recent B-roll episodes. So let me know in the comments if you saw my new opening credits. Hey, Ben Joe Markland, the mighty Ben Joe. Nice to see you here, my friend. Ben Joe's always traveling. He's a world traveler. So very cool. So he says, the most important question, why 2 copies of Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee? The reason is that there's 2 is I bought that first edition when it first came out, not knowing how many they'd release. They ended up releasing like 1 million. And I figured I'd read one and I'd collect the other. So there'd be a reading copy, and then there'd be a copy that I just hold on to. But turns out I didn't read it yet. But I do have some interesting books up here. This is next. Have you ever seen this? So this is Thinner by Richard Bachman. A little beat up, but kind of a fun book. Here's Richard Bachman in the back. This is a first edition. And I'm sure a lot of you are yelling at the screen saying, hey, this guy, where'd he go? Oh, he's over here. This guy didn't write that book. Yes, Stephen King wrote this book. So it's a shame it's beat up, this copy, but it's still kind of neat. It's not that easy to find a first edition. I found this at a garage sale years ago, probably 35 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever it was. And it was like 50 cents. So that's kind of a fun book. Kind of different. So, yes, there are 2 of those for that reason, and I haven't read either. Now I'm thinking I should move them because they're kind of decorative. Most of my books are functional. The Shakespeare I'm always delving into. I usually have a bookmark, whatever I'm working on. This is kind of my reference. I go into this all the time. So this is here. And of course, one of my favorite books. Curiously enough, this is not the copy I read. So this is the special anniversary. I read it in trade paperback, but I wanted a nice copy and mostly for B-roll. And it shows up occasionally in Dark Academic videos, and there is one coming, a new Dark Academia video coming. So I think you'll enjoy that. And for eagle-eyed viewers, these are always changing, because often these are the ones I'm reading or working on. And sometimes I move these around, but these tend to be mostly static. So there you have it. Let me see what's going on in the comments. Somebody's asking what Tom Wolfe book is that. It's I Am Charlotte Simmons. This was a first edition I bought. When this came out, I was just a kid, and I worked in a bookstore, I think. I'm trying to remember. No, you know what? I think I'm conflating it with when... this came out in 2004. I'm conflating it with the Bonfire of the Vanities. I worked at a bookstore when that came out. This is 2004. Wasn't that long ago. But I bought it in first edition. And I'll be honest, I never read it. I never read this one. I meant to. I've read almost every book up here. That's the irony. But some of these I haven't. This is a book, also first edition, that Marlon Brando wrote. And I hear it's terrible. But I bought it to collect it, and I've never read it. But right next to it is one of my favorite books that I've read probably 3 times. And this is a first edition of The Alienist. It's in pretty decent shape, actually. And I love this book. If you don't know The Alienist, you need to. It's fantastic. And some Polaniac. You can't see just off screen or on my Charles Bukowski books. Big fan of Charles Bukowski. And then there's some Hemingway paperbacks, which I didn't put in the Hemingway section, but they have all these like really charming kind of pulpy covers. Look at this. These are the early paperbacks for Hemingway. Look at the guy, he has one arm. Very pulpy, very beautiful covers. I bought these for the covers. They're in very nice condition. These were easy to find around 30 years ago. I don't know if they still are. I just don't know. But look at how fun this cover is. I should put these in some B-roll. I don't think I have. I probably should. Oh, here's another one that I haven't shown. Look at this. For Whom the Bell Tolls. Isn't that great? 50 cents. Early paperbacks. I love those. Oh, yeah, Green Hills, Africa. I did show you that one because I do have it. So, yeah, I guess we're falling down some rabbit holes here. I hope you don't mind. Ooh, a Barfly fan. Barfly was Charles Bukowski, a movie that Mickey Rourke starred in. Kind of hard to find that movie now. But I was a huge fan of Charles Bukowski. Excuse me, a little dry. All right, I'm going to show you some stuff. So I get off the book subject. I'm be happy to go back on the book subject if you want me to. Just ask me some questions. So I did want to show you this. Now, I don't know if you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Mercer and Sons. Mercer and Sons make my shirts, my Oxfords. You know the Oxfords I wear all the time? I get them from here. Oh, here's a nice super chat from Mac Rados. Would you consider writing a book? What genre? I would. I actually have a book pitch underway now. I just, a big publisher reached out to me and I'm working on that now. So it is something you could see at some point. So pretty fun stuff. Thanks for that. And thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Marcus Souza, one of my favorite people. Marcus, how are you? Good night, everyone. Helping to keep the lights on. Thank you. Thank you for keeping the lights on. I really appreciate it. So thank you for those super chats, guys. It does help to keep the lights on. The lights are on now. So back to these. These are my button-up Oxfords, and it's a really charming shop, Mercer and Sons. I'm giving them a plug, I guess. Not that they need it, but I just want to tell you a few things. Maybe I'll do a video on this, one of my personal videos. But these folks are so sweet. I call them up, and you literally call them up, and they know who you are. They'll say, "Hey, Tim, how are you? It's been a while since you've ordered anything." And I'll be like, "Yeah, so I'm thinking of getting, X, Y, and Z. Are you guys going to do a run?" Sometimes they have them. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they tell you 3 months until we can make your shirt. And you know what? I just wait because they're lovely people and I do business. Oh, my hater's here. I see I got my thumbs down from my hater that comes every week. Nice to see you, hater. Still would love to talk to you sometime. We could hug it out. You and me, we could hug. We could come to an agreement. Whatever it is. But I do appreciate your diligence in being here and interacting every week. Thank you. So they send these Mercer and Sons, and then they send little samples, which I find so charming because you can get a sense of how you want your shirt. That would be nice for summer. They're a little late on that particular pattern. This though. This is the kind of pattern I would buy. I like a lot of university stripe Oxford. This is a softer version. What is this one? Maybe, superfine stripe Nile blue. Pretty nice. I would do that. But this is me right here. This is a nice Tattersaw, a red and blue 2mm Tattersaw. A really light Tattersaw, I might have to buy one of these because I love Tattersaw, and especially a light one like this. And here's super fine broadcloth. This feels like silk. Very nice, very tempting. Maybe I'll get those too. They're about $145 each for these shirts, but they last a long time. This is Italian coastal plaid. That's probably not for me. And a very nice, this is regular Oxford cloth. Very nice in yellow. If they had sent me this in March or April, I might have gone for it. But now I wouldn't. This will fade nicely after time. So I find these very charming. I might go for these too. And here's the thing with these. They come in, they don't have any wrinkle-free about them. But what happens is the more you wear them, the softer they get more and more broken in, and then they don't get wrinkles, and they get so soft and like cuddly. And then after years, probably once they hit like the 5-year mark, maybe the collars get a little gross by then, your watch, the bezel of your watch after all those years, I guess this side, starts to fray the cuffs. And then it's time not to wear it to the office. And then you wear those on weekends. So there's sort of this whole trajectory between brand new at the office looking nice to more broken in, kind of on the edge, and then no office, casual smart, casual. And then ultimately it just gets retired. But they're fantastic shirts and I love them, and they're very, very nice people. So I am a big fan because I'm really not buying anything anymore. I don't need suits. I'm 57. I probably have another 10 to 12 years working at the bank. I help run a bank. That's what I do during the day. But I don't wear suits anymore. I wear khakis and a button-down shirt. So, I probably have 25, 30 suits, but I don't think I need any more. I'm just going to replace the stuff I have now. The consumables. We have a super chat from the UK, from Daz22. £5. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work you do, making the world a nicer, kinder place to be. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoy it, guys. I really want this channel to be fun for everybody and an open, welcoming place for all of you. And if you've been watching, please subscribe and please share this with some people who also might enjoy my content. Even my haters. I got another hater. Two thumbs down. I don't know. I thought I was doing well tonight. It's so funny. Okay, let me show you some other stuff that came into the office. Shall we look? I think we should. All right, I always like to tell you which pen I've been using. And I've been using this carbon fiber pen whose name escapes me, but it's a Gravitas pen. And Ben Walsh gave me this at the DC Pen Show. It's made out of carbon fiber. The only thing I might criticize about it a little bit is he doesn't like pen clips, so it will roll away on you. But it still has the ink that he was using. It's all stealthy and blacked out, which is super fun. But it's the carbon fiber that really does it for me. I love the feel of it. It feels textured if you go against the grain, but it's also remarkably smooth. And I know that seems contradictory, and that's part of the appeal of this material. It's just very nice, very tactile, very, very interesting under your fingers. And then I love. Did I tell you I love the ink window? And I'm not sure which ink he has in here. It looks like Yamabudo, but I haven't really compared. So let's take a look at the writing, should we? Just to see. It's a very nice writer. I am having a bit of problems writing lately, sadly. Just my same old neurological issues rearing their ugly head, which is how life is, right? The one thing you love to do is write, and then life takes the ability away from you. But I'm still writing. It's not, it's just different. That's all. Very nice, guys. Very nice experience. Very precise. And I don't often go in for modern pen design. I don't often feel the romance, but this has a certain artisanal feel to it. Is that how you spell it? I think so. And you can see it's a fairly wet writer, but feels very robust, very well made. Looks beautiful in the light. Did you notice how it looks very black, and then you look at it from here and it's very gray? So it's been a fun daily writer. The one negative I'll say is that you really need to keep an eye on it because it's going to roll away on you. But it's made it a little bit of a challenge to take it to the office. But it's not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm enjoying this pen. There will be a review coming on Gravitas, and on that pen especially. I got this one too, another Gravitas pen, which is his take on the Pilot Custom 823, which makes me very, very curious about it. But I haven't inked it, as you can see. And when was the DC Pen Show? About a month ago. So this is how I am. This is how long it takes me to enjoy things. I do a lot of deferred enjoyment of things. I haven't inked this yet. This one came inked. Ben Walsh handed me the one he was using. It was his pen. So he didn't take it out of stock. He just gave me his pen, which I thought was very, very sweet. He's a very nice fellow. So I also want to talk about this paper from Nemoisen. So I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's probably Nemoisny. And this was a lovely gift from Scott Lasky and Deb Pogorski, who are members of the channel. They went to Atlas's stationery, Atlas Stationer's sidewalk sale. I was supposed to be there, but my mother-in-law came to stay with us that week. And, my place was at home, but I would have liked to have been there. One time I will, 1 week. But they picked this selection of papers up for me. I quite like this tiny one. Look at this. It's going to be so great for the channel, for when I'm filming, and I don't want to bring too large of a book. I actually did bring this, I think it was this one, on an adventure this weekend. And it fit right into my Quattro. Pretty sure it was this one. Maybe it was the bigger one. But I brought it on my Quattro. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I brought the bigger one. I wrote on the back. Because Scott wrote a nice note to me on the front. So this size, and then this, very cool, to have it sort of horizontally oriented with a nice grid. Very, very nice paper. And your ink, by the way, shows up very, very nicely. If I can find some ink to show you. Here's that ink I was just writing in. See, it really brought out a nice quality in the ink, didn't it? And then I was also out. I was right by a submarine when I wrote this for a video we were filming. Gosh, I'm having a really tough time with my hands, so forgive me. There we go. So look how beautiful the blue came out. This is Eclat de Saphir. So very, very nice. So then, if this wasn't enough, and believe me, it was, there's this. Very, very nice. So you'll see this on the channel. I thought this was very, very sweet of them. Thank you very much. I don't think they're on tonight. Oh no, Debbie's here. Hi. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you. So I do have something else to show you. I'm trying to keep all my notes straight. You know I am famous for getting things scrambled. Oh, by the way, I can show you this. So this is what Scott did. Look at this, guys. This is so touching. Look at this. If you knew Scott, you'd know he has the most beautiful printing you've ever seen in your life. He makes word finds that are absolutely amazing. Amazing. And look what he wrote. This is basically my rap at the beginning of my live show, which he is committed to memory. So very, very impressive. So very, very nice. Debbie says you're welcome. Thank you, Debbie. You're the best. You are awesome. Of course, I saw you at the DC Pen Show. We had a blast. I saw Debbie quite a bit. Okay, I have some more stuff to share, and then we'll talk about our main topic. Trying to make some room. Yeah. Now, you know what, though, I should do before I show you something else? We should talk about videos. The one that's coming and the one that passed. Okay? So, last week I put up the second part of the Ernest Hemingway series of which pens did he use. And we'll talk about this a little more when we get to the main topic. But this was all inspired by the fact that there's this common theory out there that he used Montegrappa fountain pens, but I have never been able to find any evidence that he had. And I decided, just out of curiosity, to go through the archives. There are several archives for Hemingway, most of which are at the JFK Library in Boston, including that which is at Finca Vigia in Havana. They're sort of abstracts of what they have on hand, and their letters, copies, and things are at the JFK. And JFK has his original correspondences that Mary Hemingway gave as like a tribute to Jackie O back in the 60s. Okay? So I went searching, and I was trying to find some answers to certain questions about Hemingway and his pen use, but mostly inspired by the fact that Montegrappa likes to say this is Hemingway's. Well, I don't know if they like to say it, but people have certainly said it on their behalf, and they do have editions of his pens. But I've never been able to find a first-hand source of him holding one, using one, endorsing one, speaking about one, ever. And usually the theory goes, and on the internet, things are sort of passed around through theories. You say it once, and then people repeat it over and over again without checking the first-hand accounts. But the theory is because he was in the Veneto during World War I, and he got injured there, that he was close to Montegrappa, and so he used their pens. Which, you know, I've been in Italy more times than I can count, probably. I don't even want to say. Over probably 15 times in my life I've been to Italy. And I bought my first Italian pen like 2 or 3 years ago. Or actually it may have been a gift. So just because you're near something doesn't mean that it's your choice or that you commemorate it in any way. So I decided to check it out and just see if I could find a first-hand account of that pen, and I never could. I did find many, many others that he used. Waterman, Parker's, which you would expect, because it was such a popular pen back then. Parker Duofold. Parker 51 appears to be in a photo of the later Hemingway. So I put all that out with the first-hand sources. And the thing about this is, I am not saying that he didn't. I'm saying that there's no evidence that he did. So if evidence comes along and presents itself, if somebody sends me something, here is a first-hand account of whatever. If Monte Grappa says, hey, you know what, we heard about what you were doing. We have a receipt and a thank you letter from Ernest Hemingway that isn't in the archives. I would love to show that. There'd be a part 3. And I would put up, look at this. Here is definitive proof that he did use one. So I'm not so bold saying he didn't. But I am so bold to say, if he did, I have not seen any proof. Nothing. No proof. Nothing. Firsthand. All the archives. Nothing. One of the sad things about all that is that they didn't archive a lot of his ephemera. So, I don't know. You know, his desk is as he left it in Havana. Are the pens that he had at his, his passing. He was in Montana, right? Boise? Outside of Boise? Or Bozeman, right? Bozeman, Montana? Gosh, my memory's off, guys. But his house was left back in Cuba. He thought he was going to go back. And everything was left there as it was when he was there. So I guess if I ever go there, I'll be peering on the desks to see. In other places, like in Key West, they reconstructed his desk as how it was from photographs, and they found things that were period accurate and all that, and used whatever was around the house that might have been left from him. But in Havana, it's the real deal. Real deal. So there you have it. So that was my Hemingway video, and the trail's very cold now. I don't have anything more to say. I feel like I solved the stub pen mystery. If you're curious about that, check out the video. And there's ink color mysteries, which are really fun. I was excited to find those because it's always fun to hear about different colors of ink besides blue and black and red. In the older days, when that was less prevalent, certainly they existed, but they were less prevalent. But I would love to have evidence of him doing something else. There's one pen that was left at a hotel, and he asked someone to go back for it. I could never find the evidence that they found it. So if that ever appears, there'll be a part 3. So there you have it. So super fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. And then this week's video is what I learned from 30 years of journaling. So we go back to journaling. And this is what I've learned. Another very personal video about journaling. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you watch it and go on that journey with me, because we cover a lot of areas, from fountain pens to mental health to journals and journaling to inks to a lot of different things. So please do. Please enjoy it. Okay. What do we have next? We actually have something interesting. So here, let's do an opening together. So this, I got this package on Friday. And this came from Donald Goering, who is a viewer of the channel. Very lovely guy. Fantastic guy. This came in, I think, on Friday or Saturday. And of course, I haven't opened it because sometimes it takes me a long time to open stuff. In fact, my Mont Blanc Around the World in 80 Days is still sitting in the box. I haven't inked it yet. So there you have. But, wow, look at this case, by the way. Ooh, this is my favorite thing. Do you guys do this? I love that. Sorry. Wow, look at this pen case. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Ooh, Galen leather. Isn't that nice? That's a very, very nice pen case. So Donald sent this, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. So let's discover it together, shall we? So we push this up. Oh, wow. Wow, look at this. Wow. I sound like Owen Wilson. Wow. Wow. Wow, Donald, this is too generous, my friend. This is too generous. You know, and I'll tell you guys, like, I really try to stop people from sending me stuff. I know that might sound funny, but I really do. I don't want to take advantage of anyone. And I think it's lovely, so lovely that he sent this. And people are so, oh my God, this is so beautiful. People are so kind and so generous. You can't stop them. They're just such lovely people. I'm going to get myself out of this shot so you can see the pens. Such, like, Donald is such a lovely guy. Look at this. Look at this material. Isn't this beautiful? Wow. I could look at this all day. Ooh, ink window. Very nice. Very nice. I think this is a Leonardo, right? I have to go to my loop to know for sure. Oops, sorry guys. Yep. Yes, it is. Wow. I don't know Leonardo very well, so I don't know which model this is. Maybe somebody in the comments knows. But this one really catches my eye. It's going to be a lot of fun to match an ink with this. So very, 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 very... Wow. Super generous. This alone would have been enough. But then there's this. Look at that. Wow. And I know that people have a lot of affection for Leonardo pens. There's a lot of people. This has a little bit of softness from the feel of it. A lot of people that are just so passionate about them. I love this kind of feed. I love feeds that don't have delicate fins. But this is very, very pretty. Very, very pretty. Wow. That is so nice. This is a Monte Grappa. So there you have it, a Monte Grappa. I was just talking about them, and here is one. I don't know if I have one. This might be my first. This is my first Leonardo. I don't own a Leonardo. I guess I do now. And this appears to be a Monte Grappa, if my eyes are not deceiving me. And I don't think they are. Very beautiful pen. And looks to be... I'm guessing this is... Is it piston or... Oh, okay. Cartridge converter. Very cool. Very cool. Very nice. Looks brand new. Very, very nice. What a generous chap. And this, I love this. Look at that. That is a really interesting pen. I've never seen a pen like this. It's got a certain vintage vibe to it. Like something out of the 70s, but in the best way. Very cool. I can't see what this one is. I'm going to have to go to the loop again because I can't see very well, I'm afraid. Oh, okay. This is a Leonardo. And it's a broad, which should be super fun. So 2 Leonardos. Very, very cool. And a Monte Grappa. And a beautiful pen case. Thank you so much, my friend. This was entirely too generous. Just too generous. I do appreciate it, though. It's very, very touching. Thank you. It really means a lot to me. And I'll put it to good use on the channel. So thank you very much. Beautiful pen case, too. It almost feels like it should clip on your belt. Like there should be a loop. I don't know why you'd want a pen holster, but maybe you do. You go to a pen show, you have a pen holster. But very, very cool. Thank you, my friend. I just mentioned pen show. Commonwealth Pen Show's coming up in a week and a half. The 13th, I'll be there the Saturday at around 11 o'clock. And the best news is I bought a cool magnetic microphone. So you'll be able to hear me. We had a little trouble in DC. But I have these new microphones so I can walk around without a wire and you should be able to hear me. And I can record some and I can put up a video of what the Commonwealth Pen Show's like. It's very nice. It's very intimate. Very nice people. It's like a big room. Well, actually, I don't know what it's going to be like this year because it's in a new place at the Somerville Armory. But it's always been very nice for making friends, very nice for seeing pens up close, for talking to people. I know Brian Holzer of Esterbrook is usually there. I hope he's there this year. And a host of other people. Bob Slate is one of the local stationery companies as well. So very, very cool. I need to recognize the super chat. The mighty, the amazing Nathan King says, "You're killing me. Inked around the world in 80 days. I know, I need to. I really do. But you know what? I have to buy the book first. And I went looking for an edition that's going to look good on camera. So I will soon. Thank you for that $30. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the laugh. That means a lot. And I see you made another comment too, Nathan. You said... the audio in DC was pretty good considering the situation. I agree. It was just the phone and we were live streaming. So I didn't film and then put it up. Maybe I should have. But this time around, I'm going to have really sophisticated Bluetooth microphones. They've already been tested and they work. And they clip on me with a magnet so you'll be able to hear me. And there's two. So if I want to speak to someone, I can give it to them. So it should be interesting. And at the Commonwealth, I probably won't stream. I'll probably just film and then I'll put it up live that night or the next night. So it should be super duper funny. So yeah. And Nathan, you will see it very soon. Okay. Let's talk a little bit now about what I'm talking about in regards to Hemingway Jones is not for sale. It really goes back to something I speak around a lot. And I want to make this point. And I'm not sure I can put too much emphasis on it. And ironically, I was speaking with another YouTuber earlier this evening about this very subject. But it's about what we do and how we do it. And what I think differentiates this channel, which is very, very important. And you'll see a lot in my comments, and I was alluding to it a bit earlier. Take Hemingway, for instance, okay? What got me down that rabbit hole with Hemingway is that Monte Grappa says that Hemingway used their pens, or at least people say they said it at some point. Is it true? Is there proof? I was curious about that. It's sort of this idea that there's so much commercialism. There's so much drive for you to buy. And there are so many pen influencers and people, and even myself at times, that might either are or give the appearance that we're just here selling you pens. Like, buy more, buy this, buy different, buy that. I want to make it very, very clear. I don't want you to buy pens. I prefer you don't. I would rather you didn't buy it, and I certainly would want you to think about it. Now, when you do buy something, and you guys do often, and you put it in the comments and I read them, I celebrate that. I don't criticize people for buying a pen. I buy pens. We all buy pens. But I guess in a way I want to have my cake and eat it too. I'm very cognizant of the fact that when you put something up, it becomes really sexy and interesting and makes you want it. And especially if you put a very interesting spin on it and narrative thrust, and you put it in context and you show yourself living your life with this fantastic writing instrument. It gives it a lure, it gives it cachet. And you want a piece of that in your own life. I do. When I see Wes Anderson with a Montblanc 149, I'm like, I wish I had a 149. Then I remember I do have one. And it stops. I have to recognize Karen Webster. Thank you, Karen. $20. Enjoyed the video from DC. Put this towards your new audio equipment. Karen, thank you so much. It's very, very kind. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for all the likes. I see those flying by. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Karen, thank you. Very generous of you. Thank you for the super chat. Huge thank you. So, it's just important, and I think you'll notice the theme, and I think you may have noticed it already. I want to contextualize these things. Take the Benu Phoenix Rising fountain pen, for instance, okay? There were two reasons I decided to make that video, and I took some flack in the comments. You can go read them, where people are like, I don't know if somebody said I was shilling. I know they said that on the Lockbee video, but they say things like that. One person asked, like, something like, how did you get yours? Or something. And it was, I didn't get mine. It was part of the point of the video. I did something I normally don't do. I took that pen as a loaner, and then I sent it back to Tom. And the reason I did that, and I'll tell you the reason I don't do it. The reason I don't do it is it's a hassle, normally. For me to take a pen, to film with it, and do whatever I need to do, and then send it back. For one thing, if I really love that pen, I might want to use it again in another list. You know, I do lists all the time. If I don't have it, because I sent it back, it's frustrating for me. It's part of the reason why I hold on to all these books. I want to refer to them. There's stuff in there. My mind remembers details, and I want to read them and experience them again. If I don't have them, I can't find it. Well, my pens to me are like a library. I need that experience. I need it for a list. I go to find it. It's not there. I sent it back. The second reason I don't like to do it is that it's a hassle, and I don't like hassles. And especially with Europe, for me to send something back DHL to Europe, I have to drive about 40 minutes, and I live in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, one of the most developed states in the United States of America. And I have to drive 40 minutes or into Boston for a place where I can ship it back to Europe. I can't do that. And sadly, that usually falls to my wife to do, because she actually works not too far from there. So it's like, hey, honey, can you do this for me? And I can't do that to her. It's mean. So I stopped, and I just don't take loaner pens anymore. Okay. Mark Rados, hello again. $1.99. Already have all the pens I want. I watch for you. Thank you. This makes me happy. And you'll see, if you guys go to my comments, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. If you go to my comments, you'll see a lot of me saying, my product is the video. If you didn't, I just want you to watch the video. I don't care about the pens. I don't care if you buy them or not. I just want you to know about them. I want you to experience them and get a feel for them. It doesn't mean you have to buy them. And I'm almost a little shy about you wanting to buy them. It's like we take this journey, and if there's a narrative, then I do it. So the reason I took on the Benu, for instance, is like Tom's my friend. Tom Otto's a lovely guy, and when he offered it, it's hard to say no to a friend. Yost offered me some pens a few months back. It was hard to say no. Yost is also my friend. I have a lot of affection for him and for Tom. They're very, very nice people. They are both gentlemen through and through. Tom made it easy because he uses the post office. So he sent a return label. I could just put it in my mailbox and it went back to him. Now, that's super easy. A foreign company can't do that. So what you see, when I did the Benu video, I said in it, look, this is about the painting. It has a Schmidt nib. And I said it in the video, what does it write like? It writes like a Schmidt nib. At some point, you get that. How many Yovo nibs are you going to write with? How many Schmidt nibs are you going to write with? How many? Many of them are very, very similar unless they're made for a specific company with specific requirements, or if they undergo a certain level of refinement like Conway Stewart does. Even Conway Stewart, I used to get loaner pens from them. It got too hard logistically, so I stopped. I stopped. They were fun. I liked working with them. Lovely people, but I stopped. But I think with the there's so much pressure to buy. There's so much pressure that there's certain pens you must have. There's so much pressure that the only thing this hobby has to offer is purchases. And that's not the case. You know, like, people have asked me, I'm going to Italy in November. And people have asked, which fountain pen factories are you touring? Are you going to, meet up with some brands that give you some pens? Are you going to go to... No, I'm not going to any. I'm not going to a single fountain pen factory. In fact, I'm avoiding them. I'm on vacation with my family. I'm going to show my daughter the Capitoline Museum. We're going to go to the Pantheon together. We're going to have pasta together. She's going to have her first gelato. My daughter is going to have a gelato in Rome with her daddy. And then we're going to walk through the Forum. I'm not going to go tour Scribo or whatever. I wouldn't take that time away from my family. It's just not my priority, and I think it's a little silly. When you have a finite amount of time on vacation with your family. What I am going to do is hit every stationery store I see. I'm going to look at every interesting artisanal journal. I'm going to pick up a ton of correspondence. In fact, my wife and I have talked about it. We're going to be shipping stuff home because we know we're not going to be able to take it on the plane. So we're going to buy a lot of paper and a lot of journals, and my daughter loves that stuff. But we're there to be a family together, and I'm sure I'm going to fill B-roll, so you can count on that. And there'll be some fun narratives that come out of it, and I have my clip-on microphones, so it should be really, really interesting. But what I'm not going to do is get into more promoting of somebody else. I want to see like Stilograph Corsani in Rome, because he's a lovely guy, and I have a mission when I see him. I'm going to try to inspire him to resurrect his YouTube channel, which I loved, and he hasn't posted in a while. So I'm going to go and try to convince him to come back onto YouTube. Lovely guy. Help me get my 100-year anniversary Mont Blanc 149. So I want to show you guys, and I want to commit to you guys that I'm explaining my passion. I'm putting a fountain pen in context. I'm giving you history. But I don't want you to buy these things. I really don't. Unless you are so inspired by it. I want it to be inspiration, not avarice. I want it to be like me, for instance. I'll give you a great example. The DC Fountain Pen Show, the Waterman Edison. I looked at it and I was like, what is that? He told me it was an Edison. I was like, wow. And then I left it. I left it there. I couldn't stop thinking about it. That's how your purchases should be. They should be so important to you, so much so that you hold on to them for a while before you start thinking about the next one. One of the danger sides, I think, is if you are buying too many pens, and I think you can. Now, I'm not making this decision for you. I'm not telling you not to buy. And if you email me every day with a picture of a new pen you bought, I'm going to tell you it's awesome, and I'm going to believe it. I'm going to think it's awesome. But I just think that if you're not using your pens and you're not experiencing them and really communicating with it and seeing what it can do and enjoying it, luxuriating in the way it forms a line, and you're just thinking about the next purchase, maybe you need to slow your roll a little bit or think about why. Maybe you want to own a lot of pens. That's a different type of collector. And I respect that too. But for those of us that are driven by the beauty of forming a line, of journaling, of putting our thoughts and our hearts on paper, maybe slow down. Maybe slow down. Maybe if you pull out your fountain pen collection, as I do from time to time, and say, wow, look at that. That, I don't know, TWSBI Eco hasn't been written with in 8 months. That's kind of sad, right? It's kind of sad. It's not about the next pen. It's about what you're doing with them. It's about making connections with people, with opening your heart, with being a more interesting, more well-rounded person. That's life. That's happiness. Happiness is making do with what you have. It's actually one of my mantras. You know, I have a professional career. I don't live up to my means. I live substantially below my means because to me, safety is liquidity, is having cushions and safety nets all around me. And I've worked a long time and I'm an older guy. So I've achieved those things. You know, I just am hesitant if I'm inspiring you to buy too many things. I want you to buy the right things. Things that speak to you. So I certainly don't shill for pen brands. I don't have a price. I probably do have a price, and I'm going to tell it to you because I'm transparent and honest with you guys. If Mont Blanc comes along and says, we want to sponsor your channel, we'll pay you. If they gave me pens, I'd probably do it. I'll be honest. But say if they gave me a pen, one a month that I'd make a video on, that would be enough. But say they did that and they paid me $2,000 for a video or something. I would do it because it's Mont Blanc. And because if they wanted me, it would be an honor because of their level. And there's other ones too. If Pelican did it, if I've never tried like a Caran d'Ache. Those are really nice. I've never tried an St. Dupont. I would like to. If they did, there are people you would do it for. But, you know, not for a free pen and not for, you know, $250 or something. That's why I don't do sponsored. You haven't seen paid promotion on any of my videos except one, which I accidentally hit it when I really didn't have to. But there you have it. So I can't be bought. I won't be bought. It's about the experience. I'm trying to inspire you guys. Except by Mont Blanc. I can be bought by them. But you know what? Man's got to know his limitations. And that's mine. So there you have it. Give me the pens, D says. Indeed. Indeed. Pots and Pans says, imagine a Mont Blanc sponsorship. I'd do it for the pens too. Yeah, you know, I would, but I'll tell you this. If they sent me one that's crummy, what a great video that would be. I'm fortunate. I've written with many Mont Blanc fountain pens. I've never had a bad one. But if I ever did, it would be a fantastic video. And I would try it. Claudia's not a Caran d'Ache fan. I've never written one with one, so I don't know. But I hear nice things. But I hear nice things about a lot of pens I haven't written with. Wow. So there we have it. I'm trying to look at some of your comments to see if I missed anything. Oh, Terry's here. Hi, Terry. I'm going to put your comment up so everybody can see. Always lovely to see Terry. So, when you see a video from me, it's because I wanted to do it. It's because there's something in there that I thought had an interesting narrative. I really wanted the new video to be a little more extravagant in regards to the idea of the Phoenix and renewal and all that. But I only had a week with it before the deadline. And I had to get something up. So it was truncated a little bit. But I felt like I said most of what I needed to say. And I'm proud of that video. What I would like is for you all to watch my videos, even if you don't like the pen. Because my videos are interesting. They're original. They're different. And they aspire to be inspirational. So that's what I try for. Mac Rados. Reaping passion brands beat salesmen for hire. Yeah, repping passion. Yes, indeed. Indeed, Mac. Thank you for the $2. But you're absolutely right. It's all about passion. It's all about what you love. All about what you love. Hey, Kaylee. See, Kaylee's here. Always nice to see Kaylee. Wow, guys, I killed my voice with this much passion. But this was a fun episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I always really, super happy and super psyched to be back live again. So it's fall season. You got some interesting videos coming up from me. You have a dark academia video coming. You have some really interesting "Is it worth it?" fountain pens coming. Some incredible reviews, comparisons. Really, really good stuff. So thank you all for being on this journey with me. It means the world to me. Thanks for watching tonight. If you've made it this far, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I really want you to have fun with this channel like I do. And consider membership, guys. Still doing the Pen Pal group with Cognoscenti and Illuminati members. Super duper fun. So feel free to join. So that's it for me tonight. Everyone take care. Much love. Watch the new video on Thursday, and I promise you we'll see each other again very, very soon further up the road. So take care.